It's that time of the year when you celebrate what you love the most. No, we're not talking Valentine's Day. It's opening day for Division III lacrosse. The Lynchburg Hornets playing host to St. Mary's to kick things off here in the Hill City. From Schellenberger Field, I'm Joe Brennan, joined alongside my good friend and partner, Kyle Haney. Kyle, two tournament teams from a season ago looking to make their way back to May.
Big expectations for both of these squads this year, Joe. Seahawks come to town to take on Steve Kudelka in his 30th year. What year? 30? He's still full of pep and passion, and Coach K seems like he gets more energy every single season, Joe. But he's got a team that, again, will have some very high expectations this season. For Lynchburg, 14-7 a year ago, actually snapped a streak of 4 consecutive 15-win seasons. So maybe in some ways a slightly down year for Lynchburg last year.
It was a solid campaign, and they also bring back a whole lot of talent, but there are going to be some big-time new faces here today, especially between the pipes is where we're going to see the biggest change as Andrew Miller has now departed. You've got a new man in Eric Allen starting in goal. He's going to have a big role today for this Lynchburg team.
I think a lot is expected from Eric Allen. He's a junior from Mechanicsville, 6'2", so he's going to have the wingspan, and he's been an understudy behind some really great goalies here at Lynchburg. I think he's got the tools and the talent to fill that role and be the next great goalie in Lynchburg history. And I mean, speaking of goalies, Coach K knows a thing or two about that as well.
Absolutely. The goalie whisperer, if you will, for the Lynchburg Hornets. And on the offensive end, they have so much talent coming back, really spearheaded by Riley Hastings, one of the all-time great attackmen for Lynchburg lacrosse.
He's just such an incredible player. He has points, either a goal or an assist, in 57 of his last 58 ball games, Joe. I have a feeling he's going to look to get on the board early in this one.
30-plus assists through his first 3 seasons. And he's someone that, you know, has really had that dominant passer mentality. But this year, we could really see him take a major, major leap in terms of goals and what he can do. But on the other end, I mean, this is a Seahawks squad that can score in bunches. They certainly have the talent to give Lynchburg a run for their money.
Yeah, Seahawks are already 1-0. They beat Elizabethtown last weekend. Gavin McKay had the hot hand there in that ball game, scored 4 goals on 5 shots. But Josh Martell is back. Joshua Martell in 2024, Joe, scored 65 times. He was injured for a lot of last year, but Coach Child says it looks like Martell's getting back to where he was a couple seasons ago.
Now, if St. Mary's is going to come in today and play spoiler and clinch one of the biggest wins they've had in a long time, because this is a squad that has a very difficult non-conference season in and season out, but still looking for that signature program win. How do they grab it today?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think they have to control the ball a bit and play their brand of lacrosse. Coach Child says, you know, defensively, we want to make people work. We're not a big caused turnover team. We want to hunker down, make you use a lot of that shot clock, try to counterattack when we can. And, you know, the clear's really good for St. Mary's as well. So that speaks to that defensive focus that they have. And I think it's going to start with the defense for St. Mary's. Now, we know they're going to have to get a key goal here or there if they want to spring this upset. Lynchburg last year up at St. Mary's, it was pretty dominant, 19-5. Last season on the road for the Hornets with the win.
St. Mary's today in the all blues with white letters and numbers and yellow trim. Lynchburg in the whites with red numbers and letters. Also, the Hornets sporting new lids this year.
Yeah, the white helmets. That's a fantastic look, isn't it?
Fan.
I like it.
All set and squared away. We've waited 9 months to be back. And Riley Frankel at the center circle kicks things off for the Lynchburg Hornets, and it's an opening victory for one of the premier face-off guys in ODAC lacrosse from a season ago.
Yeah, the matchup at the dot today is going to be really good. Frankel versus Cicerello for St. Mary's. He was really good last year, 62% in his career, so keep an eye on that all day.
One place that's going to have a whole lot of eyeballs on it for the Hornets is that first line of midfielders. You bring back Liam Holman, who was wearing 14 a year ago, now 2 in white. How about an early start? Step down, Cole Brandy. Welcome back.
Yeah, great start for Lynchburg. As Brandy just gets arms free here, lets it fly. Beautiful setup. Obviously, Seahawks on the back foot early. Let's see if they can stabilize here. But again, with Riley Frankel winning those faceoffs, Lynchburg can really get out of pocket on you quick.
What I was going to say before Brandy netted that one in the top right corner was Holman is the only returning guy from that first line of middies from a season ago. You lose Jake Rust and Grant Voigt, two of the biggest names in recent memory for Lynchburg Lacrosse. So those midfielders are really going to have to take a big leap in production this year to fill that offensive production. But Brandy right on cue shows us what he's got in his bag.
I love the thought process, though, for Lynchburg. Let's score early. Let's make their goalie, Ty Spencer, face some rubber early. Here comes another one, yeah, as it goes over the top of the bar from Cam Ash.
Cam Ash, a guy that was sidelined due to injury for a fair share of last season, but he's also one of those really talented two-way players. The Richmond product, not afraid to get dirty on the defensive end with his short stick.
Yeah, Lynchburg's got a lot of guys like that. They're going to be without the services of Parker Seeley, one of those middies, and then also Finn Schmidt today.
The split dodge from Holman creates a little bit of space to get his hands free, but a nice recovery from the keeper to keep that one out of the cage. Hastings will start with it at GLE. Up to the top of the box. A roll back, a shot, and another stop. Second chance, and this time it's through. 2 goals for the Hornets in the opening 90 seconds of the season.
I think it was a Brandy again there, a little scoop and score here, grab it out of the dirt and shovel it back in. That's a beautiful play right there, and that is back to the benefit of make the goalie face some rubber, make him make some saves, see if you can get a rebound and make things a little sloppy.
Talk about a hot start for the Hornets. This is certainly a great way to open things up, but now a little bit of an uphill battle here for St. Mary's, and it's going to be really tough to dig yourself out of this without winning a faceoff.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. Got to get some traction at the dot there. Got to win some faceoffs or, again, cause some turnovers. Coach Childs said we're not a big cause turnover team, but you got to change something now if you're St. Mary's, or you're going to be in a really big hole as this game is just in its opening moments.
Lynchburg will work it around the horn. Near side, it's Hinchy going to work. Over for Hastings. Working against the long pole. The tomahawk chop is saved once again by Ty Spencer. A sophomore out of Hanover, Maryland. You know, he's already let 2 by him, but he's been pelted here early, and he's had a handful of good stops.
Yeah, I think that was a good save there. He allowed 7 last weekend against Elizabethtown. Did make 11 saves. He's going to be dependable for the Seahawks as we finally get to see them run some offense here in this first period.
Yeah, 7 goals allowed and 18 shots on goal is the kind of percentage that you can live with, especially as a keeper. Now we get to see St. Mary's run it for the first time on their offensive end. Underneath from X, back up top. Spin down, and the shot is off the mark. Chased down and picked up by St. Mary's' Gavin McKay.
Looked like Braden Caldgrove on the shot. Keep your eyes out for number 66, Ryan Roth. He's a local guy, Jefferson Forest High School product. Bit of a homecoming here for him today.
How about that? He's certainly got some family in the stands for this one. Down the right alley, it's Horton working against Mahoney. Double team comes. We'll spin it back around. Great defensive sequence thus far from Lynchburg as Meadows continues to pest Garcia. Oh, here's the curl. How about the check right there? Good escape act. Houdini got it away, but somehow just popped out of the stick. Well off the mark, but they'll deem it a shot. Obviously, this defense brings back a fair share of talent from a season ago with guys like Mahoney. You got the LSM of Meadows. You can even go further to bring it back Liam Haley, who saw a little bit of time as a freshman in his sophomore campaign. The shot clock looks to expire, and it will. Didn't get that one off in time. And once again, we apologize for the scoreboard malfunctioning today. We'll continue to update you on game clock and shot clock. 10:52 to go here in the first quarter of action. You bring back a whole lot of production, Kyle, on the defensive end, but you lose some critical guys like Sam Steele, those veteran leaders, which always allows for new leadership and vocal roles to really emerge.
Yeah, exactly right. Will Hicks is another one who's back this year, senior, 6'4" guy. He can be a physically imposing player back there. Turnover in the midfield here. See if Lynchburg tries to go up tempo and run a break. Maybe.
Pulled out by Bauer. You saw Lynchburg get called for that offsides penalty, and you had that whole coaching staff up in arms. You got the official right there. Nice interception from Adam Martin. That'll start a little bit of a break. Let's see if they can clear.
Really good play there by Martin, using the long pole the way it was intended to be used.
Seahawks have numbers, 4-on-3, taking it himself. It sends it wide to the right. We talk about that sub game for Lynchburg. You got a new orchestrator at that spot this season. Prince Charles has since departed with the Lynchburg program, and you bring in a Division I product out of Fairfield University and Chris DeBellis, another guy on this Lynchburg coaching staff that has a defensive mentality. The way they're playing right now, you got to be pretty happy with these polls.
Definitely. Sideline management, roster management, so key in the game of lacrosse. And there's no way you're just going to be able to go with your starting 10 all game. The game is too rugged and fast-paced for that. So you really have to manage those substitutions and work that sideline effectively.
10 in white at the far left of your screen, tracking down St. Mary's number 80 in Quinn McLaughlin is Brody Mason, who has actually been transferred from offensive midi to defensive midi this year, which comes as somewhat as a surprise because he was on that second line of offensive middies a season ago, had a really productive season in 2025, but I mean, he is a physical, strong guy, and there's a great case he's the strongest guy on this field.
Yeah, he is such a Swiss Army knife because of that strength. He's got that other availability that the coaches talk about. He's played in every game. He's the only player that played in all 21 last year, so he makes himself available, and he's ready to go every single game.
What's the saying, Kyle? The best ability
is availability.
There we
right?
go.
Dependability ain't bad, though, either. I think they're probably one and the same, right?
Brody Mason can check both boxes. And the Seahawks have a response and get on the board. It's Gavin McKay. A little bit of a question mark right there.
Yeah, McKay was, again, leading scorer last weekend. 4 goals on 5 shots. Netted 14 last year. Impressive move to get them on the board. Cut the deficit in half. 8:46 left to play in the first.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Seahawks. Now you want to try and maintain possession and run a little bit of make it, take it. Initially grabbed by St. Mary's, but Luke Brookman with a takeaway, and the senior midfielder out of Gambrills, Maryland, will bring it across into Lynchburg's offensive zone.
Great to see Brookman back. Didn't get to play last year due to injury, but he's back in the mix. He'll bring some nice stability there in all areas of the game, really.
Ash has got the green light. Over for Holman, sweeping to his strong hand. Stutter step lets it fly. Ricocheted on its way to the pipe, deflected by his Seahawk body. Lynchburg controls with 47 on the shot clock. I'll run it underneath it, X. Hastings looking to set the table. Got his man beat. The curl off the pipe, and St. Mary's corrals the loose ball.
Good setup there for Lynchburg. I think you can live with that shot attempt, especially when you get one of your alphas, Riley Hastings, with some speed coming in.
One thing that this Lynchburg team prides themselves with is their ability to ride. That's something that Kudelka and co. have done extraordinarily strong the last handful of years, but St. Mary's has done a great job of breaking that and has been relatively successful with that clear.
Yeah, I got a flag down there at midfield, Joe, but you're right about the clearing game. Lynchburg opponents just 71% in the clear last year. That does speak to what you're talking about. Lynchburg not afraid to go full field ride, make it difficult to get it out.
How about this sidearm? Gavin McKay, 22, goes back to back and has put both goals on the board for the Seahawks.
Boy, it's an awfully similar goal, too. He comes around goal line extended, and he's kind of fading away, which is sometimes not what you want as an offensive player, but gets separation from the defender that way and gets a little bit of daylight to let it fly. Coach Kudelka's not thrilled about something there with the official. As we got a 2-2 ball game. 7:04 left to play in the first quarter. Coach K and the referee still having some dialogue. Again, congratulations to Coach Steve Kudelka. 30th season, 18 total NCAA tournament appearances, 13 tournament appearances in a row. They've lost 5 ODAC regular season games in the decade of the 20s. I mean, the accolades could continue all game long for Coach Steve Kudelka, Joe, but eventually we got to get back to the game on the field.
Absolutely. Right now, it's St. Mary's with a little bit of momentum. And when you can win that face-off battle, I mean, that's always the game inside the game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. One of the great unique things about the game of lacrosse, it's not, you know, the other team gets the ball back after you score. You can really go on dominant runs there when you can get it done at the dot. Both of these two face-off guys are really fun to watch. And they're not just Fogos either. They've got some goals and assists in their career. They can really play the game.
Absolutely. Ball got jarred free, scooped up by the Hornets. GB to the freshman Jake Morales. It's so interesting to see these freshmen emerge. Already, we've gotten to see a handful get some good action in this first quarter of play and start to make their mark. But that's one thing is these guys really just come out of nowhere. You hear a little bit here and there in the offseason, but it's such a privilege to really get to see them emerge.
Yeah, first year I got my eye on number 25 in white, James Bauer, 6'3", Provo, Utah. You can tell he's physically bigger than everybody out there right now. He's set up on this right wing. I don't know that he's got the ball on his stick just yet, but his time's coming.
If he's from Utah, that gives you a little, that's the Maryland of out west. It's quickly become one of those hotbeds in lacrosse. Obviously, you got the University of Utah, now the Utah Archers are out there in the PLL. So great to see how the game is rapidly expanding for lacrosse. St. Mary's will get set up in their offense. And on that first line of middies. Roth gets it out of his twig. Colgrove swings it underneath. It's been the man of the day, McKay, with it now. Garcia wants to go to work against the shorty. How about the physical chunk right there to push him out of the box? Streaking inside. Horton can't put it through. Right into the stick of Eric Allen. Long clear that goes awry. Couldn't find a streaking Brookman. St. Mary's the other way with numbers. A 2-on-1. Dip and dunk. Behind the back. Have yourself a day. Gavin McKay. 3 goals, a hat trick in the opening 10 minutes.
Absolutely incredible. BTB to complete the Hattie. Wow. And I guess he's got 7 now on the season already, 2 games in. He is quickly making eyebrows go up, including ours. Lynchburg will play from behind for the first time today after jumping out to the early 2-0 lead.
And while everybody's going to clip the shot to put that one through and claim his hat trick, that was a full team effort right there. That started at the G on the Lynchburg script and then went all the way down the field. Beautiful passing, tic-tac-toe to set it up right on the doorstep.
Yeah, a fantastic point by you, Joe. The entire team should feel good about that goal.
And after Lynchburg came out and punched St. Mary's in the mouth in the first 2 minutes, they have completely turned the tide. This game's taking a 180. Mahoney and the Lynchburg defense trying to gain it right back. Huge opportunity right here. 5-on-4. Hastings, extra pass. The shot, saved by the keep. Ty Spencer with his twig. That one didn't even get to the netting.
Couple good saves by Spencer already. Gosh, he's impressive. You got to like the fight right now from St. Mary's. I don't think Lynchburg is lacking in effort and energy, Joe, but you just feel like the Seahawks have got the drop on them at the moment.
Shot was from Vandenberg, and another guy who's really expected to have a major leap in production, which is saying a lot as someone that came alive towards the back end of the season, someone with a box lacrosse history and is really fantastic at operating in tight windows. That time just couldn't find the back of the cage.
Yeah, Spencer Vandenberg, you know, his big highlight was back to his first year, that hat trick against #1 ranked CNU at the time, but you know, his career has been so fun to watch. Great personality. Another flag flying here in this scrum.
Easy call for the officials with a trip, and another one comes out of the pocket of the Zebras. Lynchburg might be going down 2 men here.
That is wild right there. Same referee too. He got the right arm loose on the first flag toss, and the second one he threw even higher up in the air, I think for emphasis. Let's see how we get this unsorted. But you're right, I think this could be bad news for Lynchburg. 2:43 left to play in the first period. It's a 3-2 Seahawks advantage. As we get ready to hear the announcements on the misdemeanors. Maybe it's a felony, who knows?
Jack Murdoch will come in for man down. Murdoch's someone that I'm really excited to see what he could do. The sophomore long stick midfielder out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a hold in there and then an illegal contact to the head were the two official announcements. So it's a big spot for Lynchburg and a big chance for the Seahawks as well to possibly get something done.
Can St. Mary's capitalize on the opportunity? Off the pipe. Out of play. Shot clock will reset.
So many coaches preach patience in the man-up opportunity, Joe, because as a player, your tendency is, hey, let's score right now, and coaches really, they encourage you to work it around. Use that entire minute of the man-up opportunity.
One body back, pass goes awry. St. Mary's will regroup now in their traditional man-up. Step down, sidearm. Saved by Lynchburg.
St. Mary's just 39% in the man-up opportunities last year, 20 for 51. That's a number that could improve.
Beautiful ride. Holman trying to get through 3 bodies. Kudelkin Company looking for a whistle that they're not going to get. And St. Mary's will slow the tempo. Lynchburg still 1 down. And back to full strength.
So now as St. Mary's gets into their regular offense, you have to know where number 22 in blue, Gavin McKay, is. He's already scored 3 times. Don't let him get a 4th one here in the waning stages of the first period.
1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Across. Saved by Allen. Big hit. And another flag on the Hornets. Another physical body. Oh, my goodness. You think they're excited to be back?
It's always fun to be back and hit somebody, and this game does allow that in certain areas. But that one, the officials do not like. Number 99, Owen Wynot, got absolutely drilled. He's going to compose himself. He's actually picked up the flag for the official here as well. He's picking up both flags for the ref, and he's going to hand them back. Sometimes the refs don't like that when you touch the flag, but I think he'll be okay. Referees are going to chat on this a little bit. I mean, I don't see how it's not going against Lynchburg, Joe. Do you?
It'll be one against the Hornets, one against the Seahawks.
Okay.
It was a big hit laid by Declan Horton. Lynchburg's goes against Thaddeus Highland. Take another look at that sequence. There's the one on the Seahawks. And for St. Mary's, that one really stings because you're a man up for the remainder of the quarter. You have another good chance to double up Lynchburg and go on a 4-0 run, and that really just stales a little bit of the momentum.
No, you're absolutely right there for the Seahawks. I think they obviously wanted more from that sequence, and then when you get whistled for one of those penalties in there, that's going to sting as well. All of a sudden, Lynchburg's probably going to be able to get to the first quarter break and sort of get reorganized and maybe plot out some tactical changes potentially.
Five-on-five lacrosse. We approach the final moments of the opening quarter of the season for Lynchburg. Why not? Working against Meadows. Spin dodge, lost his defender, sailed over the top beam. 3.5 to go. And why not? We'll just hold on to it and let the time expire. Lynchburg with the opening 2 goals of the first quarter. But it's 22 in blue. Gavin McKay with the answer. 3 consecutive goals and a hat trick to put St. Mary's out in front through the first 15 minutes.
Every great idea begins with a sketch, a doodle on a napkin, a quiet spark of change before the world even knows it's listening. Sometimes with fate, sometimes with fire, sometimes with nothing but each other and a box of cheap pizza, but always, always chasing something greater. Some of us climbed out of concrete, others were replanted in better soil, but a seed isn't a legacy until it bears fruit. And this is an orchard built from service, sweat, and self-discovery. You see, back in 1903, a group of first-generation minds gathered not just to learn, but to rewrite the script entirely. They didn't just attend college, they built one. From the red clay of Virginia, they laid bricks of boldness and mortar made from mission. Here in Lynchburg, the caged birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they were finally seen. You walk the same path that Nobel Peace Prize winners, marathon trailblazers, delegates, senators, artists, those who turn glass ceilings into floors and dared to dance on top of them. These halls don't whisper history. They howl it. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice, unapologetically, authentically. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently, is to think independently, to challenge curiosity, to question with care today. Right now, the hive is alive. Classrooms buzz with conversation to delve.
And we welcome you back into the Hill City, where right now the St. Mary's Seahawks are really starting to feel good.
What a start for St. Mary's. Hey, say what a start. They fell behind 2-0. Gavin McKay, a hat trick. really showing how good he is with 4 last week, 3 in 1 quarter today.
This has been a great game plan executed by the St. Mary's head coach Jason Childs in his 11th season with the Seahawks. He's certainly got a whole lot of experience with this group. Dickinson grad from 2001, a team that had one heck of a run in last year's tournament as well.
Yeah, got a win last year. He said, we want the program to take one other step. His brother Brandon is the head coach at York College. Great tie-in. His brother Brandon played his lacrosse here at Lynchburg.
And York's got a big one today as well, also going against an ODAC opponent in Washington and Lee. A whole lot of big contests across the board today. Swung around, and they'll go underneath to Hastings. Wrap it around, unloads, and another brilliant save made by Ty Spencer. He has put on a show.
Very impressive so far. Just a sophomore. He knew this was going to be a stiff test. He knew it was going to be a stiffer test than last week. He's living up to the hype right now and doing a little exploration there as he navigates out to midfield.
Beautiful ball downfield for McLaughlin. Once again, we apologize for the scoreboard malfunction on our broadcast. It will not allow us to go over 10 minutes. So we'll update you on the game clock once we hit that 10-minute mark. It'll be back to normal. I'll update you on the shot clock as well. Seahawks played at X. Run a screen. It's been the man of the day in McKay. Lost his twig. How about the check right there from Thaddeus Highland, someone that is really expected to fill that role of Sam Steele from a year ago.
That's great stuff from Thaddeus Highland. Got himself a yard sale early. Did you see him kind of kick the stick away, too? I mean, you got to love that. Physical play there. Good job to move the feet.
He is someone that Coach Kudelka mentioned in the preseason press conference. Felt like he missed his chance to earn a starting role due to injury at the beginning of the season. Had great production when he filled in certain spots the remainder of the year, but he came in highly motivated in the offseason, into fall ball, and of course into this spring with an energy and a juice to get in that starting spot, and he has looked unbelievable for this close D group. Holman's sidearm shot, taken away by Spencer. Still a scrum in the crease, and the officials will break it up and give it to the Seahawks.
That was really, really impressive right there from Ty Spencer. You got to remember, too, Joe, one of the goals he allowed was on a rebound, so he stopped it. He just couldn't get to it in time or couldn't have a defender swipe it out of there in time. He is really seeing it well out here today.
Lynchburg is yet to really commit to that 10-man ride. This time, the Seahawks are calling for an offsides, and they're going to get it. There have been a whole lot of little errors from Lynchburg, some self-inflicted wounds that have allowed St. Mary's to gather some momentum.
I think absolutely perfectly said by you, Joe. It's just some I's not dotted, some T's not quite crossed yet for Lynchburg, and maybe
hit the top bar, came down just outside. The officials are going to stop play after the penalty.
And let me finish the thought here. Maybe that is the benefit for St. Mary's of having a game under your belt. They beat Elizabethtown last week. Both teams have had to deal with weather, obviously, but we had so much snow, so you don't quite get the same outdoor preparation. You lose some of your scrimmages. So maybe we shouldn't be exactly surprised that Lynchburg is a little rough around the edges right now.
Absolutely not. And I think if you look at even Lynchburg scrimmages this year, there have been major corrections as it's gone along. You looked at the Mary Washington exhibition. It's a Lynchburg team that didn't look like they were in midseason form, as most teams don't in an exhibition scrimmage at the beginning of the year. But once they got midway through that third quarter, it felt like they found a second wind and really ran away with that contest. You are certainly not hitting the panic button quite yet, down 3-2 in the second quarter.
No, not at all. Coach Kudelka never going to go near that panic button. Definitely not today. Good stop.
Lynchburg back to full strength. But St. Mary's able to capitalize before they can regroup. They've doubled up the Hornets here at home.
A tight angle here, coming from just above goal line, extended a really, really good shot to squeeze it through. Oh, and why not?
Why not let it fly?
Sophomore scored twice against Elizabethtown last weekend. He knows how to get the ball in the back of the net. Dad played lacrosse at Salisbury. Talented guy.
I hear they've got a pretty good program up there.
Definitely.
That's a big win for Frankel. Out and running. 4-on-3. Hastings with a response.
Beautiful. That's what Riley Frankel can do. Again, he is not just a fogo. He can run the fast breaks. He sees the entire field, knows Riley Hastings has a chance to get hands free and let it rip. Nice assist by Riley Frankel. Good finish by Hastings.
Beautiful two-man game. Frankel sometimes puts the go in fogo. He's always got that green light to streak downfield. Frankel with another win.
Really the kind of player, Joe, you debate, do we need to use the guy more as a midfielder? Of course, there's drawbacks to that. You don't want your face-off guy out of breath too much when he has to go back to the dot, try to win another one. But he really has become that good his senior season. North Carolina guy as well, and just a fun player to watch. Those face-off guys are a different breed. They're like
5-hole right through the legs. Colby Hogg makes it back-to-back goals for Lynchburg, and that really feels like how they're coming. Lynchburg has had two sequences with 2 goals in under 90 seconds.
Hogg 11 last year, gets his first this season. We're tied up again, 4-4. Seahawks don't like how things are unfolding.
Timeout Seahawks, and we'll step aside. 10:23 to go in the first half from the Hill City.
Hums with energy. Ideas collide in labs and lounges, and friendships are forged on fields of green that stretch canvas. This ain't just a campus. It's a collective, a rhythm, a community of thinkers, dreamers, doers. Each of us unique, but all of us moving in sync. One hive, one heart, one home. See, in this hive, everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, and storytellers of today. We're not waiting to change the world. We already doing it. Ask any Hornet, past or present. They'll tell you the truth. This place, undeniably home. Because it's undeniably you.
And we welcome you back into Central Virginia. What a day it is to celebrate what you love the most. And right now it's offensive lacrosse. 8 combined goals through the first 20 minutes of action. Joe Brennan and Kyle Haney here on behalf of FloSports. It's been an exciting game so far. It's been a game of runs. And Steve Kudelka and company right now sporting a 2-0 run to tie up this affair. And it's all been about the face-offs. Who has won that battle has won the war. Riley Frankel hesitates, swing over, one extra shot. Keeper finds it tucked between his legs, and a flag down will give Lynchburg a man-up opportunity.
Boy, Ty Spencer's been under heavy duress at times. He's made some great saves. He was in panic mode there, looking around to try to find the ball again. Really impressive, though, from him. That should be save number 7 already, Joe. Save 7. It looks like 14 shots for Lynchburg, 19 for St. Mary's.
And majority of them have been on target. These keepers have been pelted thus far.
Yeah, I think it's 8 on frame for the Seahawks, 10 for Lynchburg.
10
so you're
of 14.
absolutely right. I mean, that's impressive. And that math adds up. If he's got 7 saves, Lynchburg's got 4 goals. I think that's right. Our live stats are available on the website. Check that out at lynchburgsports.com.
And let's just give a whole plug.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram,
Absolutely.
on Lynchburg Sports, Lynchburg Athletics, on Instagram and X, or Facebook and X. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Kicked up top, and a nice deflection and a takeaway, a caused turnover by Adam Martin. And Lynchburg gets it right back. Holman inside. Couldn't put it on Cage.
He actually absolutely got mugged there as
Yeah.
he was trying to sprint through 3 defenders. I mean, good job by St. Mary's to not make it easy and have an avenue to go.
80 on the shot clock as Vandenberg will reset on the near sideline. Hastings saw a little bit of a gap and tried to thread the needle, but got one of the 2 sets of twins on this Lynchburg team, and Mark Rubley able to back it up. Excited to see these Rubley brothers go to work together. Holman, sidearm, can't find it.
Yeah, tried for a little low-to-low shot there. I like the efforts from Lynchburg, though, because you know you're going to get to the out-of-bounds ball first. Aim for the far post, and then just reorganize and rebuild your offense after it goes out of play.
Vandenberg for Rubley. What a day it's been from Ty Spencer. I mean, he is playing like a man possessed in between those pipes.
Really impressed. Lynchburg's got to get organized now.
Double team comes, jars it free. Luke Meadows trying to get on top of it. Now it's Mahoney streaking to the pearl and picking it up off the carpet.
Yeah, smart again, using the long pole there. Read that little free ball, that little 50-50 ball nicely, put his foot in the ground and sprinted to it.
Lynchburg's got to get it across the timeline. Long heave for Vandenberg, just a tad shy. It's been we came into this talking about the Lynchburg ride and how effective it's been, how important it's been to their game. And this Seahawk team under Childs has come in and said, you know what, that's going to be our strength today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes you can fight fire with fire. I mean, I don't think the Seahawks ever felt bad about their riding game and what they can do out there, but it certainly has been something to watch in a tie ball game. First real settled exchange for the Seahawks offense in a while.
Got a beat, backed up. 45 on the shot clock, they'll regroup. Top right, going down the alley. Nice physical chunk from the shorty Brookman.
Set play coming here with 25 on the clock.
McKay around the near side, got some space. Read all the way in, and a long outlet pass. Couldn't be handled cleanly, but able to get into it just in time. Morales now over for Vandenberg.
For Lynchburg, I mean, you mentioned the shorty. They've certainly got some great options at both the short stick defensive midi spot and the LSM spot. And I think Coach Kudelka is keen to use those options in different combinations this year.
This is a St. Mary's team that certainly has a pretty hefty young freshman class, but we really haven't been saying their names a whole lot. It has mainly been the older guys taking the lead today against this Lynchburg team. On the other end, well, all your goals have really come from those veteran guys. For Lynchburg, we keep saying time and time again these young guys' names, whether it's Brookman, whether it's Highland, who's really getting his first action down there. We could go on and on, but there are so many of these young guys that are really having an early impact on the season for Lynchburg.
Yeah, mentioned the Rubley twins. They're both sophomores. They're both going to be very, very important this season. And this is a lineup today that is without Finn Schmidt and Parker Seeley. So that maybe means we're calling some names that we won't call as much later, but I think also just speaks to Lynchburg's depth all the way around.
Here's Cam Ash, first one of the year for 11 and white. And for the first time since it was 2-0, Lynchburg reclaims the advantage.
Hey, this is nice. It fakes left, spin dodge, back counterclockwise, overhand right-handed shot, kind of low to high, and fills it up there to give Lynchburg that lead back. Feels pretty good right now. You said game of runs earlier. Lynchburg's still on one.
Take another look at the goal from Cam Ash, low to high. Why not over Virginelli? Down the right alley and underneath. Matched up against Mahoney. Posting him up. Gotta beat. Nice save from Allen. And the Hornets have a chance to go out and run. Highland over for Brody Mason. He's got the wheels. Let it rip upstairs.
Great play, calculated play there as well at the end of it, because you know Hastings is set up at the X, so you're going to be able to then run your offense here. If you just let one rip, just try to aim for the corner, maybe bar down situation, sit there. It was a great play by Brody Mason.
Talked earlier about his strength and the thunder that he brings. There you get a look at the speed, the lightning that he's got as well.
And don't get me wrong, I know Brody Mason would rather score it, but you're aiming for that top bar for just that reason. When you shoot it high, you know you get your offense set up.
Hastings to the top right of the box. Extra pass, the shot saved off the stick of Spencer and out of play, but backed up by Vandenberg.
Spencer still continues to impress, doesn't he, Joe?
Absolutely. Hogg for Hastings. Another one of those freshmen. Roth with it now. Hastings, what a dodge. Got himself free. Top right. Yes, sir. You think they're finding their rhythm again?
I think the rhythm has been found. Riley Hastings, he's always got rhythm. He's got harmony and melody. This is a fantastic move here for the senior from Alpharetta, Georgia. Really, really impressive. Points in 41 straight. Points in 58 of his last 59. Expect a lot of that this season.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, his skill set there that changed direction, Joe, and then just turn it into a sniper really quick. He's a slasher and a sniper.
That felt like a critical victory for St. Mary's at the dot, but you'd really like to capitalize on it. Try and end this drought. Doesn't seem like a bad idea to go back to 22 in blue.
No, not at all. Probably need to feed him a little bit more when you can. We have not called Josh Martell, number 15's name, much at all. Lynchburg's close defense has just absolutely smothered him and shut him down.
Declan Horton's also been kept relatively quiet today. The junior attackman has not yet found his stride, but he's someone that can certainly tally him up in bunches. Nice takeaway from the Hornets. Highland will flip the field over to Mahoney. Ash streaking down the sideline. Couldn't connect with Mahoney, so we'll play it back to his keeper. A long toss off one hop and out of bounds. Luke Brookman was the intended target.
I think the idea was right. It's just tough on those long balls. You don't want to give your teammate a short hop, which is what happened there. You want the long hop, a ball that bounces, 10, 15 feet out in front of him rather than a ball that's going to hit right there at his shoe tops. If you can hit him in the air, that's even better as well.
A minute and 7 seconds between shot and game clock. Oh my goodness. How about the physical defense right there from the senior midfielder? Brookman jars it loose into the box, down the right alley, and it'll go back to Vandenberg at X.
You put that one on your tape. I mean, you show that one to your defenders and you say, this is how it's done right here. Physical play, get the ball free, scoop it up and go the other direction. Good as it gets from Brookman.
Holman's got a chance with some laundry on the field. Right-hand shot, a bouncer that runs wide left.
I mean, for a defender, Joe, or a defensive midfielder type, that's better than a goal highlight right there. That should feel better than scoring a goal for Luke Brookman.
Take another look at that physical chunk.
You're just in open space, too. You just kind of time him up. It's sort of like two boxers, where there's no – you didn't jab him first. You just threw a left hook randomly, and it just knocked him right over.
Lynchburg man up for the second time today. Holman spinning back for Hastings. He's painting corners.
That is, again, Riley Hastings at his best. St. Mary's is giving him way too much room right now. Hastings will make you pay.
Hastings got 2. He leads the Lynchburg scores as the Hornets have tallied 5 goals in the second period.
Great second frame for Lynchburg. First period was actually statistically the best for Lynchburg last year. They outscored opponents basically 5 goals per period to 2.5 goals. And that's all in the first quarter. Under a minute to play in the half.
Ash, a handoff for Holman, and Hastings couldn't gather the feed. Rolls out of play with just over 30 seconds to go.
Well, we understand that he is human. He is human here as we get a timeout on the turf.
We'll keep it here with 30:09 remaining in the first half of play. What's so wild is we've got 11 total goals right now. Only one of them's been assisted on. It has been a whole lot of guys creating shots.
Absolutely. Individual shot creation has been fun to watch. We had the one rebound goal in there early on for St. Mary's, so factor that in. But I think you're right. Individual footwork, speed, skill, shooting has been great. And, Joe, I just saw something on my notes here. Got to congratulate Riley Hastings. That's career goal number 100.
How about that?
99 and 100 today for Hastings. He's on hat trick watch. Surprise you to hear he's only got 14 hats? That almost feels low to me for a guy like that.
It does. It does. And a guy that's been a prolific scorer through his 3 Lynchburg seasons, and someone that will more than likely end up in the record books as one of the all-time leaders for assists. He's well on pace to be in that top 5 column and has a great shot to come away with first overall. What's so interesting, too, is the ground ball battle is another big hustle stat that we'd love to look at up here in the box. 20-14, Lynchburg win in that category. But the clears, 10 of 11 for St. Mary's, 8 of 12 for Lynchburg.
it was an area that Coach Steve Kudelka said, we've got to get better in the clear department. I think every coach probably says that.
Absolutely, until it's 100.
Exactly. It's like free throws in basketball. Every coach is like, we need to get all of them. We need to be 100. But Coach K said, that is an area we've identified, obviously.
Hastings, a heat-seeking missile, creates enough contact to jar it free with some help from Gabe Mencha. Hastings took his eye off the pearl once again and couldn't reel it in. Final seconds of the opening half. Just gonna let one fly downfield, poked away. St. Mary's led at one point 4-2, but 5 unanswered goals from Lynchburg have put them in the driver's seat, 7-4, as we head to the second half. Stick with us for the intermission. We'll be right back on FloSports.
It's in our DNA, making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg. It's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
This is awesome. Not just for your career benefit, but also personal benefit. I mean, you can learn how to invest your own money. And you can learn how to do it here.
They get the hands-on experience, direct interaction with brokers, and they are learning all the different classifications of investing firsthand.
Kind of regardless of your background or skill set, there's a place for you, and you're going to want to make some money.
Your calling is beyond the classroom, far beyond. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected. And this is the place where you'll answer that call. Here, you'll learn to lead the way in the industry you love, so your calling and connection become your profession. The Equestrian Sport Management major at the University of Lynchburg. Accepting applications now.
In this hive, everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, and storytellers of today. We're not waiting to change the world. We already doing it.
It's in our DNA, making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg. It's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they were finally seen. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice, unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference. Creating change. Fostering belonging. Achieving excellence. Lynchburg, it's in our DNA.
Honors for anybody looking to make a difference.
It's really community and connecting with the people around you. It's been one of my favorite parts of college.
Your calling is beyond the classroom. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected. And this is the place where you'll answer that call. Here, you'll learn to lead the way in the industry you love. The equestrian sport management major at the University of Lynchburg. Accepting applications now.
Thank you for everything, Dr. Evans. You have made a huge impact on my athletic training journey, and I appreciate all the help you have given me along the way. Lynchburg is super lucky to have such an amazing clinical coordinator and professor. That's so sweet.
Dear Dr. Sarah Johnson, you are the best. You're super encouraging and really empathetic. I'm not sure if I would have made it through the first part of the semester without your complete understanding and patience. I really appreciate your help and trust in me that I would come through with my assignments after being kicked down by my loss. Thank you so much for letting me have the extra time on my paper. I know I say this a lot, but I'm so glad you're teaching us. Happy Teachers Appreciation Day.
Just wanted to say thank you for all that you do for the campus community. You make it a better place by giving others a space to feel welcome, accepted, and heard. Thanks for spreading light and peace. There is nobody I know that does it better than you. Hope all is well with you.
Thank you, Dr. Price, for your understanding and patience. You are always available for questions or extra help, and take the time out of your day to give me extra assistance with classwork. You have definitely set the bar high for me when it comes to good professors in the future.
Brittany Smith, I wanted to thank you for your dedication and passion in the classroom. Your way of making basic, emergency, and injury care management come to life has made learning enjoyable and sparked a genuine interest in me. Thank you again, especially for helping me get my mental health good, and I can't thank you enough.
I came in this profession for one goal in mind, and that is to, one, teach counselors, but really as a counselor at my core, to be empathetic and understanding and know the struggles of being a student, and so wanting to help them pursue their dreams and goals and assist them in being as successful as I can. And so it means a lot to know that at least I'm doing something right.
If I can just impact even one student a year, I think it's completely worth it. I think there's some days where we don't always hear from students in this kind of way, like that we're impacting them. And I think it's validating to know that we are making a difference in their life.
I love teaching, I love helping people, and so sparking that and seeing the general light switch go off with students, it's really a great feeling.
I know that something special about our university is that the faculty members are really invested in their students' success and futures and well-being, so it just means a lot that a student recognize that hard work that we all do.
Every great idea begins with a sketch, a doodle on a napkin, a quiet spark of change before the world even knows it's listening. Sometimes with fate, sometimes with fire, sometimes with nothing but each other and a box of cheap pizza, but always, always chasing something greater. Some of us climbed out of concrete, Others were replanted in better soil, but a seed isn't a legacy until it bears fruit. And this is an orchard built from service, sweat, and self-discovery. You see, back in 1903, a group of first-generation minds gathered not just to learn, but to rewrite the script entirely. They didn't just attend college, they built one. From the red clay of Virginia, they laid bricks of boldness and mortar made from mission. Here in Lynchburg, the caged birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they were finally seen. You walk the same path that Nobel Peace Prize winners, marathon trailblazers, delegates, senators, artists, those who turn glass ceilings into floors and dared to dance on top of them. These halls don't whisper history, they howl it. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice, unapologetically, authentically. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently, is to think independently, to challenge curiosity, to question with care today. Right now, the Hive is alive. Classrooms buzz with conversation, the Dell hums with energy. Ideas collide in labs and lounges, and friendships are forged on fields of green that stretch canvas. This ain't just a campus, it's a collective, a rhythm, a community of thinkers, dreamers, doers. Each of us unique, but all of us moving in sync. One hive, one heart, one home. See, in this
And we welcome you back into the second half of action. Riley Frankel gets us kick-started with a face-off victory for the Lynchburg Hornets. If you missed the opening 30, it was back and forth. Lynchburg got the first 2 goals of the contest in the opening 90 seconds. Then the Seahawks rattled off a 4 unanswered goal scoring run. Then Lynchburg countered that with a 5-0 run of their own, which leaves us settled at a 7-4 affair. Kyle, I mean, it has just been all about momentum. We came into this really highlighting the faceoffs, and that has lived up to the hype. It has seemingly told the story of this game.
Yes, some momentum goals right off the faceoff wins from Riley Frankel for Lynchburg. And I think it's going to continue to be important because I don't know about you, Joe. Actually, I'm going to speak for you. We're going to see a lot more scoring in half number 2. I feel very, very sure of that. No disrespect to the defenses or the goalies, but I think just the way this game has unfolded so far could see a high-scoring period at 3 and 4. And here's a fun one for you, too. We talk about this game of runs as Lynchburg's got a good setup coming here and wide right on the shot attempt. Good concept is about the runs, 3 key runs in a game. The first run, the second run, and the longest run. And so Lynchburg, I don't know if we called 2-0 the early burst, the first run. Might have to give St. Mary's actually credit for the first run. And we'll see who ends up having the longest run. And then you can have a final run at the end, obviously, to put things away as well. Maybe it's 4 key runs in there, right?
Absolutely. Fastest game on 2 feet. Hastings to the left alley. Trotting backwards to regroup with 20 on the ticker. Into the inside. Cam Ash wants to regroup. Up high for Hastings, and the Seahawks sideline loving it.
I think right idea by Vandenberg to try to bully his way in there and then offload to Hastings. Pass just wasn't quite on target. That's actually St. Mary's game. I mean, that's what they want to do. Force you a little further out, force you into some awkward passes, use up the shot clock, win on defense that way.
McKay and company will now get set up in their half-field offense. St. Mary's has found some success today on the offensive end when they've really slowed things down. Granted, they've got a couple in transition, but majority of their good looks have come on more methodical possessions.
I agree with that. Patience, I think, is something the Seahawks really want. Hey, how about right now? I don't know if we call that patient or not, but a great goal from Declan Horton. Got a little elevation to shoot over the defender there. Very nice finish, and that breaks that Lynchburg run. It's a good start to period 3 for St. Mary's.
We had talked about Horton earlier on, saying that Lynchburg had done a great job of keeping him quiet. This one, it was good defense, just better offense. He got that top side right as that interior support is coming through. He's able to elevate right over, like you mentioned, Kyle. That is just brilliant athleticism you get to see from the junior.
He's proven as well, second on the team in goals and points last year. He's closing in on 100 tallies for his career.
And he's just got such a great frame, 6'2", 220. I mean, he can really just move a whole lot of body on that inside.
Yeah, I think, you look at this St. Mary's roster, and they've got a lot of size.
They're
I mean,
big.
it's not exactly Jurassic Park where you see the shadow looming over you and you're afraid to look behind, but it's close to that. I mean, they are a big unit.
They've got guys all the way up to 6'5". You think a couple of them might be trying out for the basketball team.
Yeah.
McKay at X, guarded by Mahoney. Shot deflected by Mahoney, but McKay able to get it right back off the ricochet. Spin back, unloads, 5-hole. Right through the legs, and it's back-to-back goals for the Seahawks. This one coming from Macharon.
Yeah, this was pretty impressive. Manipulate the defender, take him down to goal line extended, and then you spin back and you just have a lot of space to let that fly. Tough one there for Eric Allen, the goalie for Lynchburg. We've been talking about Spencer for St. Mary's a lot, but I think Eric Allen's done well. That might be one he'd like to have back, though.
And how about, we talk about the size that this St. Mary's squad has, is there's a nice lift check, but a whistle for a hold against the Seahawks. First you see the 6'2", 220 offensive player with a goal, then they counter it with the crafty 5'9", 190.
Right. all styles can work. I mean, and that's the great thing. Use your physical advantages where you can, and then you have to find a way to sharpen those edges. Do what you're good at, and then become great at those things next.
Sweeping across the center of the box. Now Vandenberg wants to go, draws another body. Hastings manipulating up to Vandenberg. The bouncer off the mark, backed up by Hastings, and he's ready to go. 30 on the shot clock. That's a signature kind of shot that we've come to expect from Hastings, but how about the run out? It looked like that was Lynchburg's ball all the way, but the hustle right there from 43 in blue, that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, Jack Wojciechowski there with
That's a
the
mouthful.
dive. That is, that's another great thing about the sport of lacrosse, when you get a player from each team just diving into space out there, because you want to be first, want to be closest to the out-of-bounds spot. Yeah, Lynchburg thought they kind of lost a call there, but great effort. Let's see if St. Mary's can use that, kind of build on that energy a little bit. You have to give it back right here, unfortunately.
Meadows looking to go, realize he doesn't have strength in numbers. Holman and a Prandy will come on for Lynchburg. Cam Ash right behind him.
Ash had a goal early. Let's see if he can get activated here in the third period. Lynchburg seeing this lead get whittled away.
Vandenberg played back to Ash, off the mark. You got to keep it over the line. Great play from Mahoney. Those are the little things that don't always show up in his stat sheet, but make a big impact on a game.
Exactly right, and maybe a missed opportunity there for Josh Martell, 15 in blue. He might have been able to challenge that if he was closer to Mahoney.
Holman got the switch onto his shorty. Split dodge, extra pass. Aprandy curling inside, corkscrews his way through traffic and capitalizes. And we go back to it. I mean, that's all set up by Mahoney's recovery right there at midfield.
Exactly right. Total team goal, really. And Liam Holman, I mean, how about the presence of mind there, as you said, got the short stick but didn't force it when the slide came, when the double came. He finds the open player, and Lynchburg now back in front by 2 with 9:04 left in the third.
Good answer from Lynchburg, but this quarter still belonging to the Seahawks.
Frankel with another one. He's been huge today. See if Spencer Vandenberg can insert himself a little bit more. He's a quarterback, but I think it's time he calls his own number and tries to get a goal here today.
Hinchy underneath. Hog for Hastings. We'll see what the seniors got in store. It's a wraparound. There's the hat trick for 24.
Another beautiful goal. Refuses the screen to his left, instead sprints right. Don't know that the Seahawks defense was ready for that. And then a classic conclusion. Should be hat trick number 15 for Riley Hastings. Senior from Alpharetta, Georgia, has been one of the all-time best. He's over 100 goals now. Closing in on 200 points. That'll be the next milestone. He really does have a pretty even breakdown of points and assists. I think he's going to look to shoot a little bit more, but he will continue to be a feeder as well. He's never going to get too predictable. St. Mary's with a chance to establish on offense here. Changes coming for the Seahawks. They need it. Trailing by 3 again. Still plenty of time. 7:45 left to play in period number 3. Adrian Garcia, who's done a lot of work offensively. We haven't called his name a ton. He's been out there a bit. Here comes a local man, 66, Ryan Roth. Homecoming for the Jefferson Forest product, which is just about 10 or 15 minutes down the road, down Lakeside Drive. It's back to Garcia. You know, he's really kind of been their quarterback a bunch up top and at the points today, Joe.
Absolutely. They've really had a handful of guys with great stick work, and that has oftentimes caused issues for this Lynchburg defense because you've got so many guys that can dish it so well. Right now, it seems like Lynchburg is slowly reclaiming the momentum in the third quarter. It was a hot start for the Seahawks. It's had a similar feel as the second quarter did.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that you make it, and I think it's some of it's move, counter move.
Vandenberg, there's his first one of the day. That's the two-man game, Hastings and Vandenberg. Certainly not the last time that they'll connect this season.
Fantastic right here, bullseye pass. Vandenberg's not going to miss this, right to the doorstep, and he just kicks it in for one more. Lynchburg by 4 now. Hornets rolling a bit now. Call that assist number 94 for Riley Hastings. Unofficial, of course. Any number you hear Joe and I give during the game today is unofficial. But, man, what a career. Another face-off win. Frankel, impressive at the dot today. He had a good reputation coming in. It's going to build after this one.
Here's Brody Mason finding daylight in darkness. He could be completely covered like bark on a tree and just somehow find a way to create an open lane. Been very impressed with what he's done today at that short stick defensive mini roll. I think it might be time for the Rubleys just to start making their mark on this one. Back up for Hastings. The split dodge down the left alley. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Rubley to his left, rolling back to his right, inside for Hastings, and this one was tipped away by a blue long pole. Vandenberg with a takeaway right back. The bouncer just narrowly wide right.
He's tried that bounce shot a couple times. He might get another bite at the apple here as the possession will continue for Lynchburg. Really looking to put some space between themselves and the visitors. St. Mary's, this doesn't feel desperate, but this is a critical last 5 minutes of this third quarter. You don't want to be down 6 or 7.
Rubley with a left hand, stopped by the keeper and Ty Spencer. Cleared with relative ease. No rush to push right now for St. Mary's, trying to get back, set in that half-field set.
In some ways, I really like the patience, Joe, because you do have time. You just don't want to become so patient and predictable.
It does feel like Lynchburg has started to diagnose a little bit on what this St. Mary's offense can do.
Right on cue, Carson Gianelli. Low angle right here. This is kind of low to high on the shot. Pretty tough to stop. Goes over the left shoulder of the goalie, Eric Allen.
Sometimes I just got to know when to stop talking. And right there, 14 in blue does exactly that. Says, hey, watch this.
Well, and maybe that is less predictable for St. Mary's because, you know, obviously we know Gavin McKay, we know Joshua Martell, we know Declan Horton. Those are probably options 1, 2, and 3. So that's when it's time for somebody like Gianelli, sophomore from Maryland. Took 3 shots against E-Town, but now he's got his first goal of the year.
It seems like he might have caught the defense and us a little off guard. Most of their goals from today have been really right around the crease. They haven't had a whole lot of shots from 15, 20 yards out, but that one was a laser.
No, that's absolutely right. Not as much mid to long range shooting for the Seahawks, and maybe they can establish that. You get that Lynchburg D spread just a little bit, then you can go back inside for some of your classic playmakers like McKay. I mean, he had a hat trick pretty quickly, but Lynchburg has really done a nice job of silencing him since then. Just hasn't even got the ball in his stick very often. Had it right there, but opted to get rid of it.
Reset near side. Gianelli working to his right. One touch and a quick stick shot. That's off the mark. Declan Horton. Right, backed up by McKay. 30 seconds on the shot clock. McKay got a little bit of room. Trail check, but fights through it. No goal. He stepped into the crease and he's down hard. Slow to get up. For a moment there, looked like he had probably one of the most spectacular goals of the day. Fighting through that kind of contact on a trail check, not easy. Just got a little too close.
I think he's still not 100%. Stay out. Maybe he just needs time to catch his breath. Uh-oh, nearly a bad giveaway there for Lynchburg, but Holman swiped it back in time.
Ash on the mark. Bullseye on the bouncer.
Once again, it's a Hornet goal by number 11, Count Ash.
Lynchburg rolling now. Ash, couple today, junior from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Good play here, using the entire cage to his advantage there with an on-target shot.
A lot of times when there's ash, there's fire. And right now he's cooking. He's got 2 today. One of 3 Hornets with a pair of goals. Hastings leading that column with 3. Tied for a game high with McKay, all of which came in the first quarter.
Boy, Ash only had 2 last year. That feels low. I thought he scored more than that.
Again, he was a guy that was sidelined due to injury for a fair share, and he has certainly made his mark in his sophomore campaign.
Yeah, great call. Only 6 games played last year.
Holman! What a beauty!
That's why this guy is a preseason All-American. I mean, this is terminal right here. This is lethal. The lead is growing for Lynchburg here in the late stages of quarter 3. Liam Holman, so impressive.
That's what you've come to expect with 2 in white and red. He has been unbelievable the last season for Lynchburg. Frankel, a nice touchback for Mason. Not the typical kind of win you're going to see from a face-off guy, but Frankel's someone that's not afraid to get dirty and shoot the GB to a teammate.
Yeah, he uses all his gifts, doesn't he? I mean, he's not the biggest face-off guy. He has to win those in some different ways. He's more of a speed face-off guy rather than kind of a junkyard dog, bulldog type of fogo.
The tomahawk shot no good. Another stop from Ty Spencer. Vandenberg with the feed. A shot from Hinchy stopped by Simpson. A fight for the loose ball. Picked up by the Seahawks off the carpet. Dished over to Spencer. Clean passing from St. Mary's to get out of that sequence. Now you got to push it downfield. Nice find for Colgrove. .45 seconds to go in our third quarter. Meadows comes on the slide. Center of the box, now sweeping to the right alley. A split back to his left, rolling to his right, unwinds and responds. That's a big answer from the Seahawks to cut into the deficit as we approach the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this feels doable now. You go into the fourth period down by 4. That feels very doable. That was our guy, Adrian Garcia, we had been talking about, junior midi. Really good play right here. Again, he's not option probably 1, 2, 3, or 4, but he's got skills. He can score goals, especially when he gets the right matchup and gets space.
Lynchburg was on a 5-1 run before that goal. That starts to give you a little bit more juice. Frankel, one-handed pickup, got hit on the noggin, and a flag comes out. They're going to tell him to hold it, maintain possession. Oh, the ball got jarred loose, but picked up just in time with a second remaining. And we head to the fourth quarter with a 4-point ball game. Lynchburg will have an extra man up because of that whack right there. 12-8 from Schellenberger Field.
Everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is a part of the swarm. We are engineers of empathy, architects of tomorrow, and storytellers of today. We're not waiting to change the world. We already doing it. Ask any Hornet, past or present. They'll tell you the truth. This place undeniably home. Because it's undeniably you.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg. It's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
This is awesome. Like,
Happy Valentine's Day. 12-8 Hornets on top of the Seahawks for Lynchburg's season opener. St. Mary's coming in with a 1-0 unblemished record after a week 0 victory. The Hornets in a man-up opportunity to kick off the fourth quarter. Holding on to the lead.
Yeah, got to survive this if you're St. Mary's and you want to have a realistic chance to come back. Got to be super sharp here in the man-down defense.
It's Holman for Hastings. Back over to the southpaw. His shot tipped on the way there. Popped up in the air and corralled by the keeper.
Good start for St. Mary's. That's what you need right there. Good job by the keeper, Ty Spencer, active with the feet. Seeing that ball just hanging around, he could get to.
10 seconds remaining on the penalty. Lynchburg will try and get one in transition. No, they'll just hold it.
Yeah, I thought Lynchburg would go quickly. St. Mary's kind of had a triple team on that far sideline, the Lakeside Drive sideline, and the field was not balanced. I thought Lynchburg saw that, and they were going to try to take advantage, but just couldn't quite get going quickly enough. Lynchburg's been good in the settled play, though. This is not a bad option, and leading by 4, never a bad idea to go slow.
Holman had it jarred free. A nice poke check from Jake Polcha. Long feed goes awry, scooped up by the sophomore, and a whistle blows it dead. Flag down on the left side of the field. This one will go against the Hornets.
Liam Haley, number 43, good use of the pole there. Now Lynchburg's going to have to get organized. Hey, Joe, fun one for the Lynchburg fans. 26th annual Betty Spencer face-off dinner tonight. What could be better? Love and lacrosse and celebrating Betty Spencer's legacy. I know we got a lot of alumni here. Opening day, I mean, it feels like you're always going to have some alumni coming back to take in the game. Pretty nice weather outside, especially compared to that brutal stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
It's a nice day to play here. Mid-50s, little chilly right now, but still a really good day to play lacrosse. And hopefully we got a lot of Lynchburg fans watching. We'll say hello to the St. Mary's fans tuning in and just the lacrosse fans because, you know, as you said, the lax landscape is just abuzz with energy here at the start of the season.
You forget how bad that weather was about a week ago until you see the snowbanks just covered in turf pellets.
Yeah. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not a beautiful picture to look at the snowbank with the little rubber pellets in there.
Lynchburg, like many other teams, lacrosse, and baseball, softball, any spring sport, you name it, he certainly showed a whole lot of grit, having to wipe free the conditions. How about this step-down missile coming from the top of the box? It's Liam McNulty, the senior attackman out of Severna Park, Maryland.
Man, that is a rocket. Detective McNulty finding the clues there to solve the mystery. And the sideline is absolutely jacked for this guy. You've got to love that. That is a great picture down there, and a chance for the St. Mary's Seahawks to build momentum and possibly get the comeback started in earnest.
Out of bounds, Lynchburg will hold on to it. McNulty, a guy that did not find the back of the cage a season ago. Had 17 goals in his sophomore campaign. That certainly has to feel like he's getting back on track. Holman, quick feed. Brandy didn't like it. Holman now diving inside, a quick release and another brilliant stop from the veteran keeper, the young keeper rather, pardon me.
Lynchburg offense gonna get 60 fresh on the clock. I thought we might see them work that possession a little more, Joe. You got a lead here, that's 3 right now. Still over 11 to play, but you just wonder maybe if Lynchburg tries to get this clock under 20 or so before they pull the trigger. You can't be too choosy and passive, obviously.
Holman with a spin dodge and a left-handed shot that goes wide left. 32 on the top. Hastings wants to attack. Coma slide comes, feet up top. Vandenberg, bullseye.
That's again, Hastings and Vandenberg. Doesn't matter who is feeding who. They are both lethal. You could tell how pumped he was. He was laying on his back, pumping the fist there, celebrating that one a little bit. And Lynchburg now feeling slightly better.
It has been a brilliant day from Vandenberg. That's a hat trick for the senior attackman. 7 shots, 3 goals. He's had 4 on target. Him and Hastings have put together one heck of a dynamic duo today. Hastings with 3 goals and 2 assists. 8 combined points between the two.
Yeah, what a duo. And that's, again, without Finn Schmidt in the attack. Uh-oh, hold that thought. That was near disaster for Lynchburg.
Still not out of the woods yet.
True.
Need Mahoney to get across and get across in a hurry. Just sends it deep, but it doesn't matter. Not in time. A second too late.
It certainly was an exciting sequence all the way around. I don't know if St. Mary's is going to feel like they can build momentum off of that or not. Let's see. They got to get their offensive personnel sorted. Here they come.
Got to get it across before the shot clock hits 60. Yep. And the Seahawks want to talk things over. Every possession feels invaluable in a 4-point game with 10:46 to go.
This is awesome. Like, not just for your career benefit, but also personal benefit. I mean, you can learn how to invest your own money. And you can learn how to do it here.
They get the hands-on experience, direct interaction with brokers, and they are learning all the different classifications of investing firsthand.
Kind of regardless of your background or skill set, there's a place for you, and you're going to want to make some money.
Your calling is beyond the classroom, far beyond. This is where you feel at home, where you feel connected.
And we welcome you back in. Whole lot of highlights. We've had goals, broken sticks, defensive highlights, everything you can ask for and some. It certainly feels good to be back, Kyle.
It really does. I mean, opening day, always special. High hopes for both programs. And again, a nice day to play. Valentine's Day, too. What could be better? You got a President's Day Monday. You can go celebrate, you know, like James K. Polk or one of those oddball presidents from yesteryear.
Well, you would think the Virginia dynasty is referring to Lynchburg's lacrosse team and their history in the Old Dominion the last couple of years. Lynchburg and W&L have really shared that crown the last decade. Bounce shot on the doorstep. Beautifully executed. Nick Machirin able to punch it through, but that's textbook. I mean, the Coma slide comes on the weak side. You know that somebody's got to be open. Second rotation couldn't come in time. St. Mary's makes it a 3-goal game.
Great setup by 99 Owen Wynot. It's 99-9. You're right about the slide, just a little late right there. Wynot taking advantage. Just a sophomore, boy, that was composed there to see the double come and feed it to your buddy right at the doorstep.
You know, I've also been really impressed with Karoleko and what he's done at the dot for St. Mary's. He has given Frankel a battle all day long, and oftentimes giving this team a little bit of extra juice when they've needed it. Quick move down the right alley. Nice defensive help from Mahoney. He has looked unbelievable today. Horton, the bouncer, off speed, top left.
Let the defender know about it a little bit with the celly there at the end of it. Declan Horton, again, his size, such an advantage, 6'2", 220. Dips the right shoulder, puts it into the chest, uses the fifth limb, the neck a little bit to get some space, and then releases and cashes in. St. Mary's within 2, Joe.
Don't look now. Over the last 6 minutes, it's a 4-1 run from the Seahawks. The way they're playing, you would think it's the Seahawks Super Bowl.
Frankel's got the clamps on. He's not moving. Look at that.
You gotta love the pop coming from this crowd. You know that there's a whole lot of blue and yellow in attendance today. And right now, that sideline and that crowd feeding off this energy.
Yeah, got to find a way to negate that if you're Lynchburg. Maybe it's a big play, maybe it's a timeout, but you have to take that energy away from the Seahawks somehow. Maybe you just settle play a bit, and again, not exactly deep freeze stall ball, but just control the rubber a little bit more next time you get it if you're Lynchburg.
I understand that Lynchburg leads by 2, and there's over 8.5 to go, but this has been a statement game from St. Mary's. They are really looking to make some real progress in the tournament because time and time again, they're getting those bids but just can't seem to get over the hump. This season, they might really have a good chance. And with the non-conference schedule that they have year in and year out with teams like CNU and Lynchburg and Salisbury, they are not shying away from that heavy competition. You know it's only a matter of time until you really start to build that program to where you'd like it to be.
Yeah, Coach Childs has said, you know, this Lynchburg program with Steve Kudelka at the helm has been the standard, and that's the standard we want to get to. Obviously, St. Mary's, you're in Maryland, so you're in the lacrosse hotbed. They really can recruit the state so well. Got some guys from Virginia. but it is a program that I think could be set up for some great success.
Long heave downfield off the stick of Vandenberg. Plays it back for Hastings. And now Kudelka and company will slow the tempo.
I mean, I think, strategy says that's clearly the move here. Use up this clock. If a wide open look presents itself, I don't think you pass that up. I just think you want to be really specific about the shot attempts you'd like to get on a possession like this.
Holman lost his man, got the goal. Clip it. Oh my goodness. Made his defender lose his slipper, looking like Spinderella in the right alley.
Fantastic footwork by Liam Holman, second on the team in goals last year to Jake Rust. Rust scored so much. Those goals and those shots are probably going to get divvied up evenly, but Holman's going to get his share. He is going to get fed, and with his feet, he just does so much himself stepping up to the buffet.
Here's a chance for St. Mary's. And how about the collision? It looks like a great defensive play until you see the laundry come out. You had 3 Hornets swarm with Fogo, and a little too much contact coming from somebody.
Yeah, Lynchburg's kind of felt like they've been on the bad end of every close call today. I mean, I think the thing about Coach Kudelka is he's actually going to use that as a positive in the postgame. He's going to tell his team, hey, that's why you got to be tougher. That's why you got to be relentless, because you're not always going to get every call. And we'll see if Lynchburg can stand the test here with 7:09 left to play.
Brody Mason felt like he did not deserve the call, and it does not go against Brody Mason, so there's a great reason why he's up in arms. Goes against Riley Frankel, a cross-check for 1 minute. St. Mary's has had a whole lot of opportunities on the extra man today, but hasn't necessarily been where they'd like it to be. And there's another great example of Lynchburg's man-down defense and the chaos that they've been able to create, and now you just get the ability to kill it and burn a minute as well.
Yeah, Jake Morales, first year, long stick midi, great play. Carried the pizza for a while there, too, to let the offense get set up.
Carried the pizza, I like that.
Yeah, that's a fun one. So now it's going to be even better for Lynchburg, because next goal, Frankel might be released. You'll have your face-off guy back. If St. Mary's scores quick there, you score the man up, and Frankel would be able to release then on the goal, right? Yeah, either way. It's a great play by Lynchburg to take that momentum either way, regardless of my misinterpretation of the rule.
You're exactly right. Now is 6:10 and the penalty expired. Lynchburg will get set up in their offense. 25 on the shot clock. Top side roll back. Hogg to his right, side arm. Missed everything. But Hastings is there with 16 on the shot clock.
Hogg had that early tally, had really taken a slash lately. That was a good look, though.
Hastings goes back to X. Got to get something. A hesitation. Vandenberg just shoots it to the opposite side corner. That was one where you'd probably like to see the freshman Roth let it go, but I mean, it wouldn't have been a great shot, but it just would have been something.
Yeah, either let it fly late or maybe do the old intentional turnover and get the ride set up. But, yeah, I mean, not ideal for Lynchburg. Again, they're up by 3, so they don't have to be so perfect. And they used up the clock.
Absolutely.
They used up the clock, so it's probably a small win there.
It's a lose-lose situation where you still get a small victory.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
5 to go. St. Mary's looking to cut into the deficit. Working around X. Maturin guarded by Brookman. Another great deflection. These long pulls have been everywhere today. And a stick in the air from Liam Haley has been as reliable as you could ask for.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Great hand-eye coordination. Lynchburg's going to have to play some defense again, but just keep whittling that clock down. And you know, you had the funny phrasing there, lose, but it ends up being a small win. I mean, I think that's game feel and game IQ, right? Understanding the situation. If you're down 3, then it's just a straight-up lose there on that last possession we were talking about. But because of time and score, it isn't so bad for Lynchburg, and they really can now rally and lean on this defense a bit too.
McKay, who had a hot start to the game, working against Haley. McKay trying to gain inside leverage. Now we'll try the near side. Haley not giving him anything.
That's classic one-on-one defending there from Liam Haley. Crowd and teammates getting behind him. He had a little poke interception on the last possession. That time he just stalled out the other team's A1 score.
10 on the shot clock. Pass goes awry. Got to get something at 5, at 4, at 3. Lost his footing. Ball comes free. Picked up by Haley just as the clock expires. We'll play on. 3 minutes to go.
Now that one's a big win for Lynchburg. Great defense there. Haley was the ringleader for a lot of it.
Holman lost his footing. Turf Monster got him. Out of bounds, Lynchburg ball. That could have been a great chance for St. Mary's to go the other way and find one in transition. Now Lynchburg gets a fresh 80, and they'll use every second of it.
Yeah, no need to shoot before this clock hits maybe the 20-second mark. You might even take it down to under 10 on the timer.
Holman for Ash.
Probably got to take some chances and be a bit more aggressive here if you're the Seahawks. I mean, you really need to cause turnover now. You can't be passive.
Absolutely. You might be a little bit quicker to send those double teams and try and create a little bit of mayhem. Right now, this Lynchburg team just isn't going to give it right back to you.
Yep, Coach Kudelka, he's the closest one to the ball right there. Look at him barking out the instructions down there, seeing what he wants.
Hastings up top, Holman, the split, the shot, the score. Holman having himself a day. That's the third Hornet hat trick.
So good from Liam Holman, and again, exactly what the game called for with the situation. He let it fly with 20 on the shot clock, Joe. It was on target, and that's going to feel like a real nail for St. Mary's. Down 4 with 97 seconds left. Got to just go bonkers here for the Seahawks.
It really feels like where this game turned was with the extra man. Because Lynchburg only had 3 opportunities today. They converted one of them. On the other end, you have St. Mary's with 8 extra man opportunities, and they got a quarter.
Yeah.
And a lot of those came in really pivotal moments down the stretch where you felt like if they can get one here and make it a 1 or 2 goal game, they're right back in it. But the Lynchburg defense able to find those deflections and those clears to just keep the Seahawks at bay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's why you work all your man down stuff. You work your man up offense, of course. But really, I think we can definitively say Lynchburg played their best defense in those man down opportunities. A little bit of self-inflicted damage for the Seahawks. But give Lynchburg's D full credit.
Yeah, you got to tip the cap to Coach Feintuck and Coach DeBellis in what they were able to do with this Lynchburg defense today. It certainly felt like there were more question marks coming into the season regarding the defense and the offense when you have Holman and Hastings and Vanderburg, where you kind of come to expect those guys to produce the numbers they did today.
And, watch out here, Lynchburg without Parker Seeley.
Yeah.
I mean, your short stick defensive mid, he's a preseason first-team All-American guy, so you don't have him back there as one of your anchor points on defense.
All right, on cue, the Seahawks will get one final extra man opportunity, bearing something crazy in the last 32 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a chance for St. Mary's to show they're still playing hard. Maybe you get something positive going into the next game. It looks like the Seahawks want to take time to discuss the situation.
We'll take a look at what they've got coming up. After Lynchburg, you head back up home to play Karen, and you play a very difficult ODAC opponent in Hampton-Sydney, a squad that's receiving votes in the national poll, and they'll have a whole lot of tests this year. They play Dickinson, you play York, you play Randolph-Macon. They will certainly have another opportunity to grab that signature key win this season. And once again, I mean, this is a team that looks destined for the tournament once again, and they can really create some chaos. Coming into Lynchburg, playing on their home turf, and having it be this close throughout the game, I mean, they look dangerous.
Yeah, and Lynchburg won 19-5 last year in Maryland. So that tells you this is a better showing for St. Mary's. Not exactly what they want. They were 1-2 against the ODAC last year, Joe. 0-6 against teams that were ranked or receiving votes. So back to that next step. They need to beat a ranked team to get some confidence. And that could come in the regular season, or that could come in the tournament, potentially, for St. Mary's.
Well, offensively today, Lynchburg's been feeling the rain. And 15 goals thus far, and then they go play a gauntlet of a schedule in their next handful of games with Pfeiffer, Salisbury, Denison, CNU, and Gettysburg. That Mustang Classic typically shows you who's going to be the top dog. And playing CNU and Gettysburg there will be so much fun to watch. The Hornets will have a little bit of a hiatus on their home field. They won't be back here until that Denison contest 3 weeks from now. And then obviously once you gear up for ODAC play, that's a whole other beast. Turnaround and another stop from Allen. Once again, a successful man down opportunity from Lynchburg, and that epitomizes what this defense did today. Lynchburg escapes in their opener, 15-11. What a way to open it up.
A good start for Lynchburg. Was it sloppy? Yes, but we expected that coming in for the Hornets. They made adjustments as the game went on, Joe. Got some lethal scoring from, I think, the guys we thought they would get it from. Riley Hastings, Spencer Vandenberg, Liam Holman, but still impressive when they get their chances, and the defense was a real standout. I think maybe the defense was an area, Joe, that maybe even beat our expectations a little bit.
If you're giving a game ball to somebody, who do you like? Ooh.
Boy, that is tough. Can I think about it for another 10 seconds?
We'll bring it back next time we're around here at home. It'll be March 7th on FloSports as Lynchburg plays host to Denison. Lynchburg and Coach Kudelka start the season 1-0. That's all we've got in store for you here today from Schellenberger Field. We appreciate you spending your Valentine's Saturday with us. From Joe Brennan, Kyle Haney, and our entire production crew at the University of Lynchburg, thank you so much. And until next time, stay cool.